Hey friend, it's winter time, which means it's snowboarding time. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through my brand new absolute dream splitboard setup for this year, and also all the gear I'm going to be taking with me out on a mountain winter adventure, maybe give you some gift ideas. So let's just jump into it. So here it is, the new Jones solution for the year 2020 with Karakoram bindings, and isn't it just gorgeous? Can we just take a moment to appreciate the artwork on this board? I just love it. And this is my absolute dream setup. I've always wanted a split board, and this year we made the investment. I kept telling myself that next season I would do it, next season I would do it. And at some point I just had to decide, either I'm gonna save up and invest now, or I'm probably never gonna get into it. I kind of wanted to just show you here how easy it is to transition it from the snowboarding mode over into the touring mode. And I don't know about you, but when I was a teenager, I used to have a paper route. I had it down to a science how many months I had to work to save up and get a season's pass at the local small ski hill there. And I was never really good at riding park. I could never really get the hang of it, the carved jumps and the rails and stuff. Some of my worst days ever were crashing on rails and just hurting myself so bad. But my favorite days by far were those early season days, or late spring days where the runs were all tracked out and you had to go hiking looking for fresh snow. That was some of my favorite experiences. So that's what this setup is ideally geared towards doing, but just going up whatever mountain you want to earn some turns on the way down. So here we are in the hiking mode, and this is with the riser ups. That way if you're going up a steep incline, your boot kind of stays level. And we've got the skins that you attach, and those are basically, if you're unfamiliar, it's like adding traction grip to the bottom of the skis here, so that way you can actually stick to the snow as you're going up. So let's just address the bindings quick. This is a really tough decision for me, but these are the Prime Nomads from Karakoram. There's some various options on the market, but these from Karakoram are kind of on the lower end price range of their upper end touring style removable bindings like this, and it's a whole system. So the bindings themselves do have a pretty thin and minimal feel all around. I'm guessing that's mainly for weight savings, but these boots right here are massive, and we've got the size large version of these bindings, and as they snug down here, we've got a really good fit kind of holding everything together. So let's address the board here itself. Why did I decide on the solution? Well, I mean, just at a glance, Jones has really just made a work of art here with this system. Like, it truly is something refined, that clearly they've gone through a lot of different versions to end up at some of the nuances that they've put into this. Like, for instance, the edge here actually has a bit of a wave to it, and that matches perfectly obviously with the other ski as they come together. And when you're in skiing mode, that basically allows you to have better traction on that inside edge as you're cutting through ice or going along a ridge line there. And one of my big concerns was how this setup was gonna ride as a snowboard once you're back in that mode. So that made me kind of curious about what this attachment system back together is gonna feel like. And Jones has something that they call their boltless bridge. So these main two clips right here, there's like a raised section to reinforce this attachment point and really make sure that the boards snug together really well. It's a really solid connection, and it's cool how they've kind of refined this system down the board here. So the board itself is on the stiffer side. Jones says it's 8 out of 10 on the stiffness scale. And essentially what I hope that means for me is that I can have some really fun powder days without my legs like completely just burning in half from dealing with kind of a noodly board. But then also, when you don't get to choose perfect conditions and you're dealing with just ice and crud and tracked out runs, the stiffness should just give you a really precise ability to kind of just direct the board while going fast. We've been very hard pressed for snow here in southern British Columbia so far in December. So I'll have to update you on how this thing actually rides once we're able to get it going on the snow. This system as a whole, I'm really impressed with it. It kind of does just feel like a work of art, and you know that there's been so many revisions and refinements made over the years as just split boarding technology has gotten better. So this to me is kind of just the culmination of a lot of years of trial and hard work. And it seems like it's going to be a really fun board to just get some awesome runs in, but also be very effective at getting you up the mountain without much issue. So we've got backcountry.com in the house as a sponsor of this video, where you can actually get this full split boarding setup if you want. They've got a massive selection of outdoor gear from all various different kinds of brands. And the cool thing is they've got free 2-day shipping on orders over 50 bucks, which is really awesome. But one of the things that's great about Backcountry is just the sheer quantity of different brands and styles that they have in stock. So whether you're looking for a new set of goggles or a rad new jacket, or a sweet new split boarding setup, they've definitely got you covered with lots of various options from all of the top brands. And what's cool for me as someone who's 6'3" with size 13.5 feet, usually it's very challenging to find stuff that's actually my size, but thankfully because Backcountry just has a massive stock, I can actually find stuff that fits me. As I put together the order for this split boarding setup, I actually had a couple questions. They have these gear heads which are available for 24/7 support, and I'd actually added the wrong skins to my order for this setup, and thankfully they caught that. So it's kind of just a really nice peace of mind if you're about to make a massive investment in new gear, or just kind of any question that you might have. So right now you can use this code for 15% off your first purchase of some sweet outdoor gear to get outside this winter. And the cool thing is that you can donate to the Nature Conservancy on checkout, which has helped protect over 100 million acres of land and rivers, which is really rad. Thanks backcountry.com for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's move along and talk about some of the other key items in my kit for protecting my head. I've got this Berm helmet that I've actually had since I was 16. I like the liner system on the inside. It keeps me very warm. Got the GoPro mount, pretty standard stuff. I've got POC goggles. These ones have been working great for me. I like the tint on them and the way they make the snow look. So these boots were new to me last season. I only got a couple days in on them, but I'm really impressed so far. Made me wish I had upgraded sooner. For going up the mountain, we've just got your standard black diamond adjustable trekking poles. And then we've got a probe as well for the backpack. Here are some of my essential items. I've got merino wool glove liners. I wear these as just standalone gloves sometimes, depending on what the temperature is, but merino wool, merino wool all the things. Merino wool is amazing. This headlamp has been massively impressive to me. You can recharge it, puts out a lot of light, and so far this one hasn't let me down. Got a standard ski strap, so if you want to A-frame the board together while you're hiking, you can do that. Got the GoPro Hero 7, just kind of as a standard action cam. Always take a multi-tool. This is just a standard VHF radio. More often than not lately when I've gone out into the snow, it's for something film related, and sometimes there's helicopters involved, and using a radio to communicate to all the people is very helpful. My go-to fitness tracker of choice is the Garmin Fenix 5 Plus. I wish it didn't have to be such an investment, but it is a fantastic watch. Works great for checking pressure changes, elevation, all the standard GPS stuff, but it's got a really long-lasting battery. I really love this watch and use it a lot for running, but works great in the mountains as well. Always take a set of Allen keys for adjusting bindings and things like that. I've been taking the Insta 360 with me a lot more lately because it can get some really cool third-person perspective selfie shots where it looks like a little drone is following you. This is an Opinel knife from France from my friend Mia, and this is like my go-to cheese and apple cutting knife because you know you always got to be able to cut cheese when you're up in the mountain. And then just a small standard first aid kit. Let's go through some of the clothing items of choice here. These are merino, super comfortable, great for long days in boots. Gore-Tex mitts. I'm a mitts guy. I've got long, skinny fingers that have poor circulation. For base layer stuff, this is a bit of a heavier weight merino wool, long john situation, merino wool shirt. And then for the upper body, I've got kind of the synthetic hooded Arc'teryx layer. I really appreciate this layer. It's kind of a nice middle ground between a full-on like synthetic puffy, but when you're getting warm and you're working hard, this helps regulate temperature. And of course, I always take a buff. For my warm layer, I've got about an 800 weight down jacket. Just down jackets are amazing for staying warm and regulating temperature. Not so amazing when they start to get wet, but that's where the wetness protection layers come in. These have no insulation in them, and the reason why I opted for that was for those warmer days, but also I actually wear these sailing as well. Both these items I wear kind of not just in the snow, but in any situation where I'm trying to stay dry. But I am such a big fan of bibs. There's these zips that go all the way up to the higher area here. Makes it very easy for getting in and out of as well. They're very comfortable. They're on the slimmer fitting side, so they're not big, baggy, like snowboarding pants. A good set of bib overall pants is honestly just such an awesome investment, because I just hate trying to cinch, you know, the pants when the pants keep sliding down. You like are constantly tightening your belt and trying to prevent snow from getting down. This solves all of that. Okay, and for a jacket, we've got a new addition this spring for me, and this is the nicest jacket I've ever owned. It was a gift from some very good friends, and it's seriously one of the coolest gifts I've ever got. So I don't normally go out and invest in like the best Arc'teryx jackets that are available, but this is definitely one of them. This is the Beta AR. So there's one level above this as far as weatherproofing, and that's the SV. And that is more of like a tarp-like, it's a really thick material. So I actually don't like that as much because it's a very heavy moving jacket and very crunchy. So this goes from days on set to up on mountains, which for me is really awesome. It's not a dedicated skiing jacket, so it doesn't have a powder skirt, but because I've got the bib pant, I don't really care. It's got the zip open pits, which helps me stay cool when we're starting to work hard. And it's Gore-Tex Pro, so water does not come in this jacket. If water's happening anywhere, it's because I'm sweating from the inside and it's not getting out fast enough. So this thing is just incredible at keeping water out. And of course, last but not least, the bag that I used to carry up all my camera gear and my safety equipment and basically everything I need for a day trip is the Shimoda Action X30. I'm an ambassador for the company. I've done a full overview video of these bags, but it's got plenty of room on the inside for the camera gear here. And then on the back panel, and with all these accessory straps, there's a lot of options for storing your safety gear. So you can get a smaller shovel down on the inside here, probe, all those kinds of things, the essentials, all inside this bag. I'd love to hear what your favorite go-to item is in your backcountry kit. If you have any questions about any of this setup, just let me know. Again, thanks to Backcountry for sponsoring this video. If you want to support me, you can grab one of my Life's Better When You Make Stuff t-shirts from the website. But that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully next time we're actually out in the snow. And remember, life's better when you make stuff.